That is everything. I prepared a number of things to say when she finished with her tale, but I can't manage to put any of them into words. I almost hate myself for thinking it would be so easy, for letting myself hope I could simply pull her back to her old self, accept whatever had happened to her, and take her hand in mine. Take her hand in mine, and that would solve everything. The truth is so much worse than I imagined, so much more harrowing. She was subjected not only to her own terrible fate, but every single one of this house's tragedies. The tales she told me are things she witnessed with her own eyes. How can I possibly blame her for forgetting me, for forgetting herself? After so many hundreds of years. No, I should be. Why? Why didn't you come for me? Why couldn't I have returned before she was so far gone? Why? Why did you show up now? Giselle. Because you opened the door to my memories, I now remember everything. But I didn't want to remember. I didn't want to be reminded of all those empty years, of the people who passed on, leaving me behind, of you who refused to show up no matter how much I begged. I'm not the Giselle you knew anymore. I may have my memories, but I cannot go back to that time. My hands are stained with blood. My soul worn thin. The girl who would laugh at the simplest things, who would tell silly jokes and wasn't afraid to speak her mind, doesn't exist anymore. That Giselle is dead. How can you say I am the same girl? How can you say I feel the same way I did? How can you be sure that even now, I still love you? Can you deny the possibility that I no longer yearn for you? But the white-haired girl, can you deny the possibility that my love for you has transformed into hate? She brings her hands up toward my throat, and I make no attempt to move out of her way. When her fingers brush against my skin, they feel as frigid as death itself. Far colder than anything I could have felt. Far colder than anything I have felt from her thus far. If she were to wrap her hands around my neck, she wouldn't even have to squeeze to stop me from breathing. This is the fork in our road. One word will decide everything. Oh, I don't have much time. I have to say something before the cold robs me of my voice. Of course, I'll deny it. While I was floating in the darkness, I heard a voice. Regrettably, it took me far too long to realize that it was your voice, crying for help, calling for me. You may have lost hold of your old self, but somewhere deep down you kept calling for me. This face that she has right now, there's so much behind those eyes, it's maddening. I'm amazed by whoever, I forget the name of the person who did the art, but their ability to convey so much. It's unbelievable. Which is how I found my way here. I refuse to believe that isn't real. I refuse to stomp on a love that survived for hundreds of years. By all means, hate me. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. I don't care if you spit bile at me for the rest of eternity. I will not let go of this hand. Because you asked me not to. I could kill you. Right now. If that's what you want, then go right ahead. But I'll fight you with all I've got. Giselle. I've missed you too much to lose you again. I don't care if it makes you despise me. I don't care if you think I'm being inconsiderate. I want to save you. But I am not the Giselle you once knew. I'm an abomination. My mind and body are twisted beyond recognition. I'm a disgusting monster. The woman you fell in love with does not exist anymore. So just forget about me. You are the one who should be saved and set free from me. You look the same to me. Your manner of speaking, your temperature, your physical appearance may all have changed, but you are still the same Giselle I love. You should never have done anything for a foolish girl like me. You gave your life to save mine, and I hated you for that. I never once considered how you felt with those knights pointing their blades at you, or what drove you to allow me to live. I should have, but I didn't. I was the one who trusted the witch, and yet I complained when you never showed up. I unfairly resented you for it. I'm a horribly self-centered person. You would be so much better off with someone pure and unburdened with all this nasty suspicion and doubt and animosity. You would be so much happier with someone like her. God, that face. Oh my god. Giselle. You've been paying attention, haven't you? You were there for all the tales I told you. For everything that has happened up to this moment. So you should know just how loathsome a woman I am. Too weak to even keep herself together. No, Giselle. I'm nothing compared to her. Giselle! See? You haven't changed one bit. I should make that reaction better. Maybe make it a bit more, I don't know. You still get louder and louder the more you still get louder and louder the more you lose your temper. Why do you feel the need to compare yourself to her? Because she is a better match for you. Giselle, I want you to listen. Take a breath. I want you to listen very carefully to what I'm about to say. I'm so sorry for keeping you waiting. And I want you to believe me when I say that I dearly missed you from the bottom of my heart. That I wanted you back, and that has not changed. Believe me. I love you. I missed you so much too. She leaps into my arms, and she's just as cold as ever. Her warmth-deprived body feels like the embodiment of all my mistakes. I wrap my arms around her, and I'm immediately filled with unparalleled relief. Even as she sobs into my chest, her body cold as ice. And then the darkness parts. We are once more at the top of the observation tower. It's still shrouded in a miasma of shadows, but we're back in the mansion now. we have emerged from the darkness in her heart.
Michelle.
Yes. Yes. I don't know.
I'm sorry.
For what?
I never should have erased you from my memories. Yours are the memories I needed to hold on to tightest. I was so glad to hear you say you still loved me. Even after learning the truth about me. Thank you so much.
Oh, I'm incredibly relieved. As I watched, I felt like you were slipping farther and farther away from me, Giselle. It terrified me. Maybe it makes me a coward or pitiful, but I was truly afraid of you coming to hate me.
I would never hate you, Michelle. Never.
Thank you. We must leave this place.
What?
It would not be wise for us to remain here long. The air is still thick with darkness.
But the front door won't open. And even if we could get out from somewhere, what would happen to us? We finally found each other again after so long. I want to share a quiet, modest life with you like before. What if that all disappears when we step outside? After all, we are. God, that she can say that. I want to share a quiet, modest life with you. That she has that want, that desire so immediately after embracing him. This is just an unfathomably elongated version of what happened in the fifth door, where she goes through immense hardship, and then once she's reconnected with her love, she's like, oh, whatever, start again new. I'm with you, it doesn't matter anymore. Fuck! This story is brilliant! Oh my god,
She doesn't finish, but I feel like I know what she was going to say. We're different now. She's stepped far outside the bounds of mortality, and the same could be said of me. I am... The man known as Michelle is long since dead. The mansion itself does not follow the rules of nature either. As beings no longer in possession of their proper forms, stepping outside these walls could very well mean the end of us. I can't say what might lay in store, but we must return.
even though by staying here, we could be together for all time.
I don't imagine that would be a very happy life. There is no sun here, no chirping birds, no trees or breeze to rustle the leaves. If we stay here, the nothingness will eat away at us. We have finally reattained our old selves. We need to take action now, while we can.
What if I say I want to stay here?
Then I'll drag you out.
Ah! It's almost like we've switched places. Back then it was you who wanted to stay. It's also kind of funny hearing you speak favorably of the outside, and especially the sun. You can see hints of her old smile in that. Ah! Jesus! Fuck! Oh my god, I feel like I'm back to my first playthrough. Oh my god. I just exclaim things sometimes.
The words, "That's all thanks to you," are on my lips, but before I can say them, I find myself hypnotized by her smile. That smile has picked me up so many times. She claims it's her only redeeming future redeemed. She claims it's her only redeeming feature. But if she didn't have it, my life would have gone in a very different direction. I'm grateful to have gotten that back, too.
Say, we're in the middle of a very, touching reunion, wouldn't you say?
I suppose so, yes.
And wouldn't you say there's a certain way these things usually go?
Huh?
Ugh, are you really going to make me say it? Puffed cheeks! I was, hoping you might perhaps kiss me?
What?
What? Oh, seriously, what? Where did all that boldness from a second ago go? What happened to all that momentum you were building?
Yeah, about that. I think that might be more appropriate later.
Later? How much later?
After we find an exit. We're, in a hurry.
You're just making excuses because you don't want to.
I swear that's not it. Giselle, let's save that for when things aren't as crazy. I can't relax and enjoy it right now.
What are you, 12?
Oh, hush!
Alright, fine. But you'd better keep your word, got it?
Oh! It feels so natural, too, and that's the thing that really kills me. Promise.
Let's go, then. Let's find our way out of the mansion. There, our frozen time should begin moving again. That's hopefully where our future awaits.
It will be. No, we'll make it so.
Yes, we will.
If we leave the mansion, it should release our souls as well, and in doing so should finally provide her deliverance. So I mustn't hesitate. To end all of this, for both of us, we must start again. This is where we...
What?
Darkness. It's a blackness purer than anything I've experienced in this house. Not a trace of light anywhere to be found. Why did I ever think the house would let us go so easily? Why did I ever think our time in the darkness was over?
Michelle!
The darkness surges through the open door like a wave, flooding the observation tower, like ivy growing wildly to cover every last inch of every surface, consuming, defiling, eroding. Our fingers slip apart, and concentrated rancor rains down upon us.
Ah, how hideous a world this is. No! Michelle! Please, please! Don't let go of my hand!
Unnecessary cleavage? Giselle!
Michelle!
I said I would never let her go again. I said I would get her out of this place. I swore I would. But as hard as I try to stretch, I can't reach her hand.
Help, Michelle! I can't move! I can't move my body! I went out of my way to give you a beautiful tragedy. So why must you so stubbornly insist on this ugliness? The more you struggle, my dears, the thicker and more palpable your filthiness becomes. Ah, it's sickening. Wouldn't you agree?
She's always spat her bile with a song-like cadence, singing like a little girl, chirping like a morning bird. She celebrates misery, and she watches for the worst possible moment to let out a cackle. Morgana!
I swear you two are hopeless. I pity you. I give you my deepest condolences. Let go! Let me go! Don't take him away from me! Giselle!
The darkness seeping into her grew thicker by the moment, and its black tendrils weren't just wrapped around her, but me as well. Stop this, Morgana! Let her
go? Wow, nothing more original. I need a devoted puppet to protect this mansion for me, so I can't give her up, not even at your request. Besides, why should I give back something you threw away? Something you abandoned again and again?
What are you talking about?
You still haven't figured it out, my dear? Or are you just feigning ignorance for your own convenience? You always did like to withhold anything that might prove disadvantageous.
Michelle! Giselle, give me your hand. Reach harder. Reach as hard as you can. Grab my hand.
I can't do it. It's like I'm tied up. I can't move at all.
She's right there. She waited so many hundreds of years for me, finally managing to reclaim herself. And she's right there. So why can't my hand go any further? Why can't I reach her wrist, her hand, or even a strand of her flowing hair? Why can't I get her back again?
Michelle!
Her voice is growing fainter, more distant. The darkness shrouds her, taking her away from me. Her arms, her fingers, the hand she led me with, her smiling face, her once glowing skin, and her now modest smile. The witch's darkness is stealing every last bit of her. Stop! Please don't do this! Take me instead of her! Why does it have to be her? Why her? Morgana!
Why? Because your work is done, my dear. By all accounts, as the one who resurrected me, you should have become my guide as well. But you let a silly woman emotionally manipulate you, and you gave up on cursing others. And then you threw away your life, deluded into thinking you were protecting her.
Morgana!
You already gave up the position once. Don't think you can just walk up and ask for it back.
Set Giselle free. I'll do anything you ask. If you need a puppet, I'll be your puppet. If you want more from me, it's yours for the taking. But I can't leave her to remain in this cursed house any longer.
You certainly have let your obsession for this girl take its toll on you. I much prefer the old pessimistic, cynical Michelle.
It wasn't until I met Giselle that I became more human, that I truly became human. She made me into what I'm supposed to be. I can't lose her again.
Is that so? Well, you'll come to the harsh realization soon enough that everything you saw in her was just a facade.
It was not!
All right then. If you want her back so badly, you can have her. But in exchange, I want you to entertain me. Will you endure maddening agony for me? Will you know pain enough to make you howl? Will you face despair again and again and again? If you need her that badly, you can bear anything, can't you?
If that is what you want from me, if that will allow her to see the sun once more.
Brilliant.
Wait, Morgana! Morgana!
As you wish, foolish boy. I was looking forward to keep busy I was looking for a way to keep busy anyway. So I'll use you to kill some time. Find your way to me, my dear. Find your way to me without going mad or succumbing to despair. And do hurry, or she might lose her mind again. Those memories you forced her to relive, those hundreds of years she spent locked away in her shell, and that fear that ate away at her. All that fear that ate away at her. It's a bit much to have to reflect on with a clear mind, wouldn't you say?
That's why I need to be there for her. Why I have to get her out of here. That's my obligation to her.
You're the one who let go of her hand, though. You can put a broken cup back together, but the slightest tap in the wrong place will shatter it again.
Morgana! The witch's cackling fades into the distance. My outstretched hand is completely enveloped in the shadows. I can't even make out the faintest outline of it. And I can't tell if I'm sinking, floating, being pushed along some invisible stream, or falling with incredible speed. My eyes are open, but they can detect nothing. The complete lack of sound is almost painful. Nothing, anything, anywhere. Void. My consciousness begins to drift. Vague remnants of the feeling of her hand in mine are the only link to reality. My one and only landmark. Giselle. I must get her back. She waited, endured for hundreds, no, almost 1,000 years. And now it's my turn to act. I have to hold that resolve, hold it firm, so that I never forget her again. So that I never lose myself again, even if I'm consumed by darkness. You must never back down. You must never look away. You must never lose her. Chills.